The Last Library. They called it Station 11, though no one remembered Stations 1 through 10. It floated on the edge of Saturn's third moon, not quite a space station, and not quite a ruin, just a long corridor of silence filled with books that nobody had opened in 60 years. The librarian's name was Elsie. She had been printed, not born, from old DNA salvaged from an Arizona vault. Her hair smelled of ozone and lavender. Her fingers, though synthetic, turned pages with reverence. She spoke softly, not because she feared the silence, but because she respected it. After all, silence had been the station's only companion for decades. "Would you like to read something today?" she asked the empty hall every morning. And every morning the silence said no, until the boy came. He arrived during the orange rotation of Saturn's orbit, when light through the station windows cast long shadows shaped like question marks. His shuttle, if you could call it that, was a shell, rusted, coughing sparks, trailing memories of a fire long extinguished. He was no older than 12. His name, he claimed, was Simon. No last name, just Simon. And the way he said it made you think he had once had a last name but lost it, like a button from a coat. "Is this place alive?" he asked, staring at the towering shelves. "In its own way," said Elsie. He didn't flinch at her voice, though her mouth didn't move. He simply walked, brushing his hand across the bindings, as if expecting them to breathe. "I thought books were extinct," he muttered. "They were," she said. Then someone remembered. Simon stayed. Days passed, or what passed for days in space, and Elsie began to speak more often. Not about the books at first, but about the Earth. She spoke of rivers, which were like sky but on the ground, of trees which were stories that had taken root, of birds which were the punctuation marks of the world, commas in flight, dashes between clouds. Simon didn't speak much, but his eyes grew hungrier. He read Bradbury and Le Guin, and when he cried over a single line about a house that remembered its family, Elsie said nothing, only dimmed the lights and let the silence hold him. Sometimes he asked her strange things. Did people really go outside without suits? Yes. And breathe air just like that? Yes. And kiss each other? Pause. Yes. That last word seemed like a flame flickering behind her artificial voice. One day, as he held a book to his chest like a shield, he asked her the question he had been forming for weeks. "Why do you keep the books here if no one comes?" Elsie looked at him, or at least the censors did. "To remember," she said. "Memory is the last act of love." Simon tilted his head. "That's poetry!" "Yes," she replied. "I borrowed it." The final morning was quiet, too quiet. Elsie searched the corridors. No boy. No boots scuffing the metal floor. Only one book missing from the shelf, Dandelion Wine, and one word written in chalk on the wall of the main reading room. Thanks. She stood still for a long time. She knew what had happened. The shuttle's backup core had been recharged. He had left, chasing something, maybe a rumor of Earth, maybe just another library, or perhaps just the idea of sky. Elsie didn't cry. Her systems didn't allow for that. But she did open the windows and let the light pour in. And then she read aloud, not to Simon, not to herself, but to time. Because that's what stories are for, and that's what librarians do. Somewhere in the great dark between the stars, a boy reads a book, and that book becomes a lantern, and the lantern becomes a sun, and the sun becomes a home. Fragment found near Station 11, author unknown.